Welcome back to a new Transformers tour review. I'm AutoCon, and this is HASLAB Ultra Magnus. Now, before I start anything, I want to show off the little robot that comes with it. You know, comes with Cerebros right here. Can we see it? Yeah, we can. Okay. He's like some red and some metallic and some black. Come on, camera. Ooh, there we go. That's the best I think you can do. No. There we go. Look at that. That looks really, really nice. And here's compared with the Fortress Maximus. The Fortress Maximus Combiner Wars or Titan's Return. Pretty much the same figure, looks like it. Just different head sculpt, I believe. Actually, I think it's the same head sculpt, or I'm not. Yeah, it's the same head sculpt, just different painting, and the chest is like different painting, but the head looks a lot better. I really like this one. Ooh, let me see. I don't know if this is the Takara Tomy one, the one that came with the Japanese exclusive, or the other. I think the San Diego Comic-Con came with a different head, or was it the Japanese exclusive? This is the American version, and then this is the HASLAB. I don't know the Takara Tomy or the Japanese edition. I know they had a different head sculpt, but they're the same figure. So here's my Fortress Maximus, the American version. So let me hold on. Gotta twist this, and then he goes in pretty good. Now this looks pretty good. I wish this was, well, I'm not complaining, because in the cartoon, the Robots in Disguise, this is from the Robots in Disguise cartoon, he's red and black, so still looks good. It really, you know, it still works. Cerebros and stuff, so it still really does look better. I do like this head better than this head. I don't know. I just think he looks better like that, with the little kind of look like Fortress Maximus head, but it's not Fortress Maximus, you know? It gives you like a little sneak peek of how he'll look bigger. But I think this looks sick. I really do. I don't know if I'll leave it with this guy, but yeah. I just wanted to show that. And I also wanted to show that one of my comments from Optimus Prime HASLAB, this guy, somebody commented if the ladder extends, and I believe I did not show that in my review. Now, you can actually extend it. You just gotta pull it carefully here, and then it'll just come out. So, this is pretty big, I'm not gonna lie. You can barely see it on my mini small studio. But here's the... It's like super big. I can't even... Oof. So you hear how I like... You can see how this whole space... Just like that. And then boom, 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 boom. Goes, and then goes. Which is pretty cool. Now, gotta slide it back in. And then, obviously, I'm careful with it, because I'm scared to break it, even though it shouldn't break, because it's HASLAB, you know. So, yeah. Ladder extends. You can see it's bigger. And it extends like, I don't know, it's like the size of two Titans, not Titans, two Commander classes. But, yeah. Anyways, this is Transformers Ultra Magnus HASLAB. This is great. This is awesome. He comes with his guns. He also transforms into a robot. It's called Bluebolt, which I'll go at the end of the... I'll show it off later on. But this looks good. It looks great. I think this is a pretty good idea to make this guy transform. In the cartoon, he doesn't transform. He's just basically guns. But I thought it was cool that they made this into a gun, a robot. So I'm gonna just put it to the side. It looks pretty good. I'll go detail anything with it. And then here is Ultra Magnus. Now, yeah, you can store cars before anything. You're just gonna unpeg these pieces right here, just like that. and then unpeg this piece, and then unpeg this piece. And then if you want, you can just go into detail, like just bring this down, kind of folds down, and then I don't know, let's say Volkswagen band can go up, you know, he goes up there, and then we can have this go up, and then we can have Bumblebee, Volkswagen, Beetle go right here. There we go. So he can fit a deluxe here and maybe 2 Voyagers here. I don't have any big car. I have this. See if this helps. I have this. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing. So I mean, those are the ones that I have in car mode right now. But I'm sure Studio Series 86 Ironhide can fit, and Ratchet and Ironhide can fit here, and maybe Sideburn Deluxe here, and maybe 2 Voyagers here. At most, for sure, you can fit in there. So it's a pretty good, decent, like, for what it is, you know, considering that we hopefully get the other 3 Autobots, X-Brawn, Prowl, and Sideburn. We already have Sideburn. That one I put it away. I haven't gotten it out. I should have taken it out when I got this guy, but X-Brawn can fit here, or Sideburn can fit here, and then X-Brawn and Prowl could be up here. Like, I hope those guys come out. Well, at least X-Brawn and Prowl. I do hope we get those figures soon. That way it will look good with the cars here. They can be deluxes, and I'm sure they'll fit right here really good. That's if we do, you know? If we don't, we don't, then oh well. I do not own the originals, so I wouldn't know how, like, that works. So, yeah. Sorry about that. And then to put this back, there's these little holes right here. Well, not holes, but there's little pieces, like edges that this can tap in there. And then these have holes right here, and then they just tap it in there. Just like that. Just like that. Now, detail-wise, I think this looks amazing. No rubber tires, but it's fine. This is like a nice little plastic thing. The front of the car looks sick. This whole thing, I already did Omega Prime, and let me just say, he just looks wonderful. This is really nice. We flip it over, and then we just see like a bunch of like, we don't really see like robot stuff, but you know what it is, you know. But it's not too bad, crazy, you know. But you always have it like this. The back looks really nice. This looks really nice. It all goes around. I think this is really cool. This is a commander class. So, well, technically they're both commanders, so yeah. Anyways, for transformation, it's pretty simple, but it's a little kind of picky right here around this part. But for sure, we'll get it done. So first, we're gonna untap this part, and then we're just gonna kind of untap these pieces on the side too again. This one, and then you're able to just kind of lift this up as you unpeg everything together right here. You gotta unpeg first. You gotta unpeg this one right here. So just make sure these are not pegged, because these also peg to the sides of the things right here. So just make sure you just kind of unpeg it right here, and then the ones on the side right here, everything unpegs, and then you can just bring this whole thing up. Might as well just get it done. And then they do peg, like right here with these little things. These pieces will just kind of slide in right here, just like that. So it's pretty nice right there. Now what we're gonna do is just kind of bring these to the side. We're gonna bring this piece to the side, and then there's no really like connection like a trailer connection thingy, but it's like these pieces right here are gonna slide out. You're just gonna slide these right here, just slide them down, and then we're gonna go with the other one here. Just gonna slide it down just like that, and then this whole thing just comes out just like that. It also pegs right here with the feet, like, so it's very stable. It's not loose. So you have the feet right here that keeps it steady, and then you also have the little slide-ins right here. So it's like double peg or double stability for this whole section, which is pretty cool. Makes it steady, and it's not loose, or it won't fall off as you roll the car. I'm telling you, it won't be loose or anything. It's like really steady. So we have here the car, the trailer, or whatever, the front. You can have it like this. It looks pretty cool, but we're gonna put that to the side right now. Now these are the feet. I'm gonna make this bigger because he gets a little bigger. These are the feet, and these are very easy to transform. So first, this should be loose already. Should be really loose and all that. We can break them in half or separate them. Don't break them. And then we're gonna bring this section here, bring it up, out, fold this piece. You don't have to twist it or anything, you just fold it, and then you can start seeing the feet. Then you're just gonna bring this piece back. You can see how the crotch here section is and all that stuff, so it looks pretty neat. And then for this piece, we're just gonna fold it. I believe it's almost like the original one, so if you own the original one, there you go. And then we're gonna bring this section here, we're gonna fold this out to the front, and then we're gonna pull the feet, turn around, pull the feet just like that, and that gives you clearance to bring that up. Just push it down just like that, and then we're gonna bring this whole section around, and it's just gonna peg right here, just like right here, just like that. And then we're gonna bring this section up, fold it, and then it just pegs in there just like that. Feet's pretty simple. This is gonna be the left leg, and then here, same thing over here. We're gonna start with this section right here, bring it down, bring the whole crotch piece. Nice ratchet noises, I love them. We're gonna make some clearance here, fold this blue piece out, pull the back, the heel, just pull it. You can bring it up, bring it back in, and then you can bring this whole section, fold it. Make sure, because it gets a little stuck right here, so just be careful if you try to do it. And then you're just gonna peg it here, and this whole section is gonna go up on a double hinge, and then it'll just peg there, and then you just fold this in just like that. Those are the legs. So you can kind of start seeing how. Who do I bring? Oh, here it is. I'll just bring Optimus Prime. His legs are already the size of Optimus Prime, so yeah, this is crazy. So yeah, so we'll just take these off the way right now. Well, I guess I could do it right now. They're gonna peg together, this piece right here, and these are not like scary to like break apart, so don't be scared that you might rip the little peg that holds them together or anything. So I was scared about it when it was trying to like separate them, but they're kind of loose. But the whole section right here, when it combines, it like they're steady. Just thought I should point that out. Now we're here with this piece right here. Now this is a little tricky for me on this section right here. I always mess up. So first things first, we're going to bring this up there. The whole rocket booster or whatever, it's like peg right here, so we're just gonna carefully unpeg it just like that, because they're pegged to the arms, and this whole section will kind of be loose. You gotta be careful with it. Like what I just did was kind of messed up, but just be careful with it, and you can kind of start raising it just to get it out of the way. We're gonna bring this pieces up, they're gonna clip in. Same thing with the other side, boom, just like that. Make sure they're in there really good and secured. And then you can kind of bring this down. The arms, you can flip them out. Flip the other arm out. And you can start seeing how the whole thing kind of comes out, right? Now, the reason why I like to get this first is because that way you can't. Because this section is going to go up and you don't have to hit it. So we unpeg these slides. And then you can bring this up. That will protect the clear plastic right here. And then this just goes in there. And then you can just fold these back in, and then they'll just tab right here, and these little tabs right here, these tabs will just kind of go in there just like that. Now the reason that's why I like to do this last, because If you're untabbing it, you can just kind of like hit it like right there, and you can scratch it, or I don't know. I'm just trying to be as much careful as I can with this figure, considering that's HASLAB or HASLAB, whatever. So I try to do this last, that way that doesn't happen, and then just kind of boom, you know, kind of hit it or something. So just trying to be careful there. Now we can go back here, and then right here, these little pieces, you're gonna rotate the arms, and then they're gonna tab right here, these tabs right here, and they're just gonna bring it, and they're pretty good secure there. Same thing with the other one. Just kind of bring it down. Okay, and then you can rotate the hands, and you can start kind of seeing the whole body here section and stuff. So yeah. Now the head, it's pretty easy. You're just gonna tab this, just gonna bring that open, flip it around, and then you're just gonna tab it again. So you gotta make sure this piece is tabbed on these two, and then on the head, on the neck, or whatever it is. So you gotta like, and then these little pegs right here are gonna peg on the side. So this whole chest is like peg 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's very steady, secure. You just gotta be careful with it. You're just gonna bring this section up, and then just kind of press it there. There we go. Now to the backpack. The backpack, which I hate it, and I'm annoyed with it. So we're gonna separate these pieces carefully. I'm gonna rotate them just kind of like that for now, just like that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is this whole section, the backpack is like this, right? Like facing that way. What you're gonna do is basically just rotate it. So make sure the wings are kind of like that, and in a V form, and then you're just gonna press them down like this. You see these holes right here? So the fins are like this, or the wings, they're like that, right? We're just gonna bring them a little bit out, and then you see those holes, the little peg right here, it's gonna peg right there, and then make sure you get the other one just like that. That way this doesn't cross or anything. And then they kind of align to itself as you put them like that. And then you're just gonna push down. Just gonna just push it down, and then it pegs there, and it's just like secured nice and neat, just like that. So you have that nice security right there. So now we're just gonna rotate the whole section backwards. The wings are gonna peg to the backpack, and then as you do this, you're supposed to also bring these pieces out. So you just kind of like fold this in as you go out, and then just be careful because these are very like flat plastics, like they're very thin. They can kind of like bend a little bit, so I would be careful with that. So just make sure you have clearance enough. So the backpack's like this, and everything, all you got to do is just twist it carefully with these pieces not colliding with this, just like that. And then you're just gonna bring these in, just gonna push this whole section in, and then bring these up, not all the way because they're gonna peg right here. There's some tabs right here that are gonna tab with the piece right here. Oh, right here, these tabs are gonna tab right here, so it's a little annoying. I don't know if that's how the original was, but it can be a little annoying. So then as you bring this whole section down, these tabs will just tab in here, just like that, nice and neat. And then you gotta bring this whole section down. I didn't think I did that right. There we go. I don't think I did this right. Yeah, there we go. Just make sure you peg these first. That way you just make this whole section. That way you don't have to struggle, and then just bring this back, and then just bring the other one here. Make sure it's tabbed there, and then just fold this piece. And then now you can just literally just fold it, and it'll go with it. There. It just kind of pegs. Everything really tabs in there. It's just this little section that's a little confusing. Sorry if I confuse you there, but this thing is kind of a little annoying, these pieces right here. Once you get the hang of it, you get the hang of it. I started to get the hang of it, but when I first transformed it, I struggled a lot. So yeah, so now all you gotta do is just bring this section down just like that, and that's all you gotta do. Ultra Magnus is ready. So now what I gotta do is just bring this little back, and then just kind of bring this up. Okay. Where's the legs? So here's Ultra Magnus. You can make it like he got cut in half. So I think that's cool. But all you gotta do is these little holes, these little sliding thingies. All you gotta do is just slide it in there. It doesn't make any click or anything, but it is fairly secure. Look at that. Oh my god. Ultra Magnus right here. This thing looks really, really, really awesome. I think they outdone it themselves with this guy. He looks really good. The head sculpt is my favorite part. That Autobot symbol on top of it, and then the golden eyes. Let me see. There we go. Golden eyes, the Autobot symbol right there. It just looks wonderful. The whole detail right here on it. Right here has some detail. He has the missiles right here that are in the show. You know, he has some more detail here, detail on the hands. Obviously, since I did Omega Prime, there's more detail to it when he combines. I'm just saying, but I will combine it soon. I will upload that video here. The detail on the legs are pretty cool. Turner in the back. Obviously, he was bulky in the original and in the show. He has a backpack, so yeah. He's very steady. He looks like he's coming down though. You can just bring that up, and then he just looks pretty good. So this looks great in my opinion. Articulation, solid. The head is on a ball joint, I believe, and then he can look 360. Just like that, and then let me bring this up. He can look up, you know, as much. That's as much as it gets. He can look down. Not a lot of up and down movement, but he can do the 360, and I'm okay with it. He can have his arms out. They can do 360. You just gotta be careful with the wings in the back, but he can still do the 360. Just be careful you don't move the arms really hard, because this thing's like little, not weak, but I feel like this is like a little easy to break if you're not careful. Like if this peg is really, really strong and you put it in there and you just pull it, you might break it. So I feel like that could happen, you know, with the plastic right here, the pressure, there's a screw right there, so there can be some tension there and you break it, you know. I'm just saying. They can go out that much, you know. There's an elbow, bend on the elbow that much. It won't go backwards, but that's as much as it get, which is very helpful that it doesn't go backwards, because when Omega Prime happens and you're trying to put it together, you'll see why I'm saying this about this is very helpful that it can't go backwards. It helps me know which one is which one, you know, like how to fold the pieces in and stuff like that, you know. The hands are in a ball joint, so they can rotate 360. They can kind of say like get over here, and his thumb obviously. The hand can look like this, or you can just it has a little ball joint, just kind of do it like that. So it's pretty cool if you get this movement on it. But yeah, for the legs, just move this out the way. Ratchet joints on the legs, which is pretty nice. But look at that. Look at that split. Obviously you have this little skirt, but it doesn't really bother me because I don't know, it just doesn't. You know, it's pretty good. You have swivel on the thighs, which is pretty good. You can do a 360 on it, you know. Oh, this little peg right here. He can do this bend on the knee. He can do that much. which is pretty good. It can go out that much. Obviously, it can go back more because of the whole backpack there, but it's okay. It's not a big problem, to be honest. He has some ankle tilted a little bit. Just that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Ultra Magnus. Pretty good, not gonna lie. I will show Bluebolt now. This is Bluebolt. He is his gun. Now, you can actually put the gun in here and have it, like, holding him. So you can do just these pieces. They're tapped in. You just rotate them. Just like that. And then this will peg in there right here. And then you just got to rotate this, because that's where it kind of goes. Where he grabs it. So we're gonna peg this carefully in there. Dun, 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 dun. Oops. That just happened. I think I'm gonna just do it separately. Okay. And then we peg this on. How come this doesn't want to peg? There we go. And you can kind of have him holding it like this. I'm trying to be careful because they don't. I don't know if. There we go. And then you just put this piece on there. You can also put this little aiming device out, which is pretty cool. I think it's cool. Just bring this here. And then just kind of like. Come on. There we go. Oh no, it unpegged. I just had this. Okay, I think I got it. You can have him holding like that, which is pretty cool. I really think this is sick. It looks really nice. I still have to sometimes look at the instructions. Even though it's kind of not that hard, to be honest, with this gun. You can also use them separately. You can literally just unpeg this and just pick this out, just like that. Then we're just gonna rotate this, and I believe this goes like that. No, hold on. What? So this, sorry. So this will go, I believe, like this. No, because, hold on, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, what the heck? I was doing it right. So for a transformation, there's this little piece. You can just have this. Oh man, this is gonna be a hard one. Oh, please go in. There we go. And you can just kind of have him grabbing it, you know? Just like that. Same thing with the other one. You have this. Just bring it down. Oh, come on. Pick in there. Those little white pieces, I hate them. They really fold really easily. I don't know if I don't know how to use them or what the hell, but they do fall on me easily. Okay. There he has his guns. And then this, you're like, oh my god, what do? You just grab this. Just fold these pieces out. Just kind of rotate them up like that. Just like this. And then you can just bring this, rotate this. And it says it should just kind of supposed to go in there. Or where is it supposed to peg? It says you just slide it in there, but it doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait, I got it. I see it. There's these little 2 tabs. And they want this to go in there. In those little sections. So, these 2 parts. They're gonna go in there. I don't even know how. But it's supposed to go in there. Oh, actually right there. Never mind. It's like, there's enough clearance for this whole section to go in there. I'm lying. Yeah. There's these little, like, little spaces just to slide it in there. Literally. You don't even have to tab it there. But you can do that. It looks cool. I mean, you know. This looks cool. So, yeah. And then you can also take it off. Take it off, take it off, take it off. Now, if you don't want to be showing this guy with, like, that all geared up and stuff, you don't have to. You really don't. You just literally take him apart. Literally take him apart. You know. Just fold these. Pull these pieces up. And this is what you should have. Nothing too crazy. Alright. Gonna untap the chest. Oh, by the way, his matrix is right here. Just like Optimus Prime, I will not be touching it. It's just like that. It stays like that. And that's it. And then make sure these are folded down. All the way down. And then this thing is facing down. And there's a little tab, like a little peg right here. He has a little hole right here. Just gonna peg that in there. And just kind of fold this in. And then just kind of bring this whole section in. And there we go. Just make sure it's all tab in there. There we go. Okay. And I really like this whole thing that you can do with it right now. So you can literally just have him, and it doesn't look like, you can just have him in there and it doesn't look as hollow as it should be, like the original, which is fine. I know a lot of people are like compare about the hollowness, and there's people that don't like big spaces on their figure, which is fine. It helps them sleep at night, you know. They're like, oh, my HASLAB is not like that empty, you know, which is pretty cool, you know. And then we turn him around. I'm gonna just fold these up a little bit. And then you have these little sections here that are just going to just bring this out. Same thing here. Bring them out. And they're just gonna, let me bring this down a little bit. There's some tabs here. This one right here is just gonna go in here. So you can just open it a little bit. And then it's this one. The way you know it's because this peg will tab in there. So you can kind of figure it out. Just like that. And then it'll tab in there securely, nice and neat. So how do you know which one goes here? This tab should be facing the leg, because then it will tab in here, and then this piece will tab into the gray one right there. So it's pretty interesting. Just gotta get it right. Okay, just like that. Making sure everything is very tabbed secure. Just like that, you know, it's not hollow or anything, and then, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then for the guns are pretty simple. You're just gonna you can rotate it however you want, but all you gotta do is just, oh shit, hold on, just gotta rotate this. Make sure this piece is facing outside the leg, because if you do it otherwise, it's gonna be getting in the way. So you just bring these and then just kind of right there, boom. Pretty simple, if I'm being honest, nothing crazy. So make sure the big piece is facing outside the leg, like that, boom. And then these pieces, it just says to just kind of store them right here in these little holes, which I find weird, you know. Just like that. These are very tight though, so, oh, I think I messed up. Here is Studio Series Commander Class Optimus Prime. Here is Cerebros with the new head sculpt. You know, this looks really good. And here is Optimus Prime in super mode, which they both scale the same, which is really good considering that he's supposed to be taller, and he's supposed to, whatever replaces this is coming from him and just kind of makes it bigger, but it still looks good. Now let me show Optimus Prime regular mode. Here is Optimus Prime Robots in Disguise HASLAB. In the show, if I remember correctly, he was a lot smaller. Here is Studio Series Optimus Prime 86. Any new figure that I have? I have this one. Transformers The Last Night. Yep, that's a leader class, commander class, commander class, commander class, leader, studio. And he is a deluxe. Fortress Maximus deluxe, I believe. I have his little sword in there. Don't mind me. Mind me if I do. Let's take these all the way. Let's take this guy. The big grandpa. And they look really good together. This was a really good HASLAB. I have the old ones, the other ones that came out, the Deadsaurus and Victory Saber, or Star Victory Convoy, or whatever. The Victory one was okay. I didn't really like it that much. There was some kind of stuff. He was good, but he wasn't that good. The Deadsaurus, though, I really love the Deadsaurus. He's pretty cool. He's simple but cool. And then this guy is, these two are really good. They're really good together. And you can create the iconic pose with Optimus Prime with his hand out. Just like that. And then him going like this. Just kind of like that. And then just kind of peg it. Just kind of. Just like that. Omega Prime! There we go. And then you can kind of start with the little... Oh! Little tease there, you know. But yeah, that's how it connects for Omega Prime on the arms, which is pretty cool. They kept the original articulation and transformation, and I want to say engineering. They kept the original. They fixed some problems that were a little problematic for the original, like right here with the whole waist, how, like, I think due time there was no friction on it, so it would go down. So now, you know, we have this thing that helps support the whole vertebrae or whatever, chest or the whole body here, because this whole piece keeps everything intact for the whole super modes both, and they can get heavy. So I thought that was cool. I know a lot of people were wondering if these pieces peg in there, but they don't, because you extend this, you know, this extends and allows butterfly joints for both modes. I repeat, for Omega Prime and for super mode or battle mode. So it's okay that it doesn't peg in there. It doesn't really bother me. It looks a little weird and funny, but it gets a really good articulation for super modes, you know. The head sculpts look great on both. They really do. For Prime, these pieces fall off too easily, so be careful with that. Ultra Magnus, they did a major upgrade, especially with this. I believe the old one was very kind of, I don't want to say that it sucked. I never owned it, but I did see toy reviews where his articulation was very bad. I think it was only on the arms and the head, and then the legs were just kind of plain there, because his whole motive was to combine with Optimus Prime, and the jetpack and all this was just kind of like not a big mess, but it was just kind of like pointless to the whole thing, you know. So I think this is really, really solid. They're both, as figures, they both have great articulation. They're bulky, they're big, they're huge. You can see how I have my Commander Class 3 series here. And you get what you pay for. That's why they were expensive, I believe. They're both tend to be Commander classes. So they're all great. You know, I still have accessories to go through. But yeah, solid figures. Very, very awesome. I will do Omega Prime soon. Thank you for all the support on my super mode, battle mode, Optimus Prime. This thing is gorgeous. I think they outdid it. I believe they're still part of the Legacy. I think it says Legacy. They're still the Legacy United or whatever. I think they're still from that toy line. These are not Age of Primes. I think it's still Legacy, I believe. I'm not sure though. But great figure. Details are great on both. I can't stop talking about it. Please like and subscribe, and thank you, and I will do Omega Prime soon. Gotta do the little handstand right here again. There we go. Nice. Thank you.